Carl, you're Brighton, right?
To say your shirt matches your earrings, my shirt matches the sun. Well, welcome everybody to Koviki Talk. Koviki Talk is a multi-episode series where we travel around the world, really, but today we're in Washington, where we talk about all things COVID-19, but we do it from a Pacific Islander perspective. So we're timely when it's time to talk about voting in a pandemic. We talk to our community about how to vote safely, how to register for the census, how to get tested. And right now it's all about the vaccine. So we're talking about the vaccines, but we're doing it from a Pacific Islander perspective. So our guests are always Pacific Islander. We think that's the best way to communicate to our community is have people that look like them and can relate to them, speak to them. So today we are in the great state of Washington with the Pikawa organization. We are once again working with our wayfinders, and what a breath of fresh air. Last week, I think we were in Oregon, and this time we're in Washington to talk about Pikawa. So I'm going to let Naki lead it off with introducing our first amazing guest.
Awesome. Thank you. Amelia Vakalutukali. Amelia was born and raised in the beautiful island nation of Fiji. She migrated to the United States 20 years ago with her family. She attended Linwood High School, where she began her service work and being involved with her local community. She started a Pacific Islander dance group called Island Breeze while she was with the Everett Corps Salvation Army. Graduating from Linwood High School, Washington, and on to American River College in California. Looking to finish up her BSN, Amelia is a CPR and first aid self-employed instructor. She has a heart of service for the Pasifika community and wants to contribute in uniting our many different Pasifika nations through our collaboration. Welcome, Amelia.
Thank you, Nikki. Good to be here today.
Great to have you, Amelia. And I see that you went to American River College. I'm about 5 miles away from that college right now. So
oh, wow.
You were apparently ready for the heat, or at least you're accustomed to the
Right.
heat that you all saw last week.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I bet AR's hot. Our next guest is Destinee Harris. Destinee Harris is an early graduate out of Edmonds Woodward High School. Her bloodline comes from the waters of Fiji, laying upon the villages of Bekwa and Kadavu. Destinee seeks to tighten her relationship within her growing Pasifika community. She has dedicated 10 years of her life to the North Queens drill team, spending the past 5 years as captain of the team. She now works as a Pasifika Wayfinder organizer with intentions to help lead the Pasifika youth like she did her drill team. She plans to further her wrestling career while attending Central Washington University. Welcome, Destinee.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Awesome. Next, we have Waisale Serevi. Waisale is a Fijian former rugby union football player and coach, and is a member of the World Rugby Hall of Fame. Serevi is renowned for his achievement in rugby sevens, while also enjoying a long career in 15-a-side rugby at both club and national team levels. Nicknamed the Wizard by commentators, he is widely considered to be the greatest rugby sevens player in the history of the game. Waisale currently serves as the Fijian Wellness Navigator with Pikawa and has been instrumental in supporting the wellness of our Pasifika elders in the Cultural Weavers program. Welcome, Waisale.
Bulavinaka, it's an honor and privilege to be part of the program this afternoon. And Bulavinaka to our Pacific community listening this afternoon.
Thank you so much.
It's great to have everybody on today. And again, we're really focusing on the youth and the activities of the youth and getting the perspective of the youth in terms of the pandemic and in terms of the vaccine. Everybody plays a specific role in Pasifika communities and families, and it's oftentimes the voices of the young aren't heard. So it's been we were just calling it a breath of fresh air to sit and talk to some of the Pasifika wayfinders and get their thoughts on what's going on, so that we hear their voice and their perspective. So we're going to ask a question of everybody, each person on the show today. If you could speak another language, so if you could pick any other language, um, what language would that be? And it doesn't necessarily say other as in not, your cultural language. So we're going to just throw that out. Let's start with Waisale. And if you could speak any other language, what would that be and why?
I would love to speak fluent French language because while I was playing rugby in France for 5 years, one of my son was born in France, so to know the language, speak maybe 8 or 9%.
Yeah, French is just a classy. It just sounds so fluid. You know what I mean? Somebody could be cursing us out in French, and it might even sound good. Naki, how about yourself? If you could speak any other language, what would it be? Yeah, see, I'm trying to keep everybody on their toes. You're used to going towards the last, but we'll go to Naki next.
Yeah, we're giving you time to think. I would I want to learn all our Pacific Islander languages, but right now I want to learn Korean, because when I go do my manicure and pedicure, I swear they're talking about me. Like, are they talking about my toes? Are they talking about my toes? I just want to know. Yeah, that's what I want to know.
That's funny.
Let's go with Destinee. Destinee, how about you?
I as well would like to learn all like the Pacific Islander languages, but if I had to choose one, I'd probably just learn Mandarin Chinese because I started learning it when I was younger, and I went to like a Mandarin like private school, and I took lessons on top of that. But as time went on, I kind of like forgot everything. But I definitely choose that.
Awesome.
And Amelia, how about you?
Yes. Just like Naki, I would like to learn Vietnamese just because I want to just like jump in there and be like, all right, stop that. I'm paying you to be nice. I heard you. There you go.
I think that's what we're always worried about, right? When people are speaking English or speaking the language we understand and then they switch, I mean, it's just human nature to think, well, you must be saying something you don't want me to hear. Otherwise, you would have continued speaking in English.
What about you, Carl?
I'm with Destinee. Chinese, either Mandarin or Cantonese. But, there's, 5-6 billion people that speak, Chinese. I would like to do that. And plus, there's a video on YouTube of a black man that speaks Cantonese and Mandarin. And it's so, I just get caught up. I can watch video after video of him going up to people that speak fluent Chinese and have them just like, whoa, it's just crazy that he speaks. And some of them are saying, wow, your Chinese is better than mine. Or joking with their friends and looking and going, hey, he speaks better Chinese than you. So, I've watched that video so many times. It's like, it'd be really cool to learn a language and speak a language a lot of people wouldn't expect you to know. So right now I want to finish learning the Samoan language. So I'm taking classes twice a week, and slowly making progress with that. But after that, I would like to learn other Pasifika languages and then Chinese somewhere down the line. So I think we'll just jump in. Sometimes we save this question for later, but I think that there's so much out there with the vaccine. It can be such a hot topic. There are people that are just adamantly against it, no matter what. Kind of a politicized thing or a position of it's more of a like digging my heels in kind of thing, or just a personal decision not to. And then there's other people that are very set on I'm going to play my role. I'm going to do my piece. And then there's the people in the middle. And I think that that's really the discussion now with the vaccine is, where do we all stand personally? Where do we get our information when we have our position? And what is important right now? So I think I just want to throw that out there first, and we can kind of we got a couple of videos to watch, and we can get to those later. But I'd really like to hear from the people on the panel about where do you stand in your opinion of the vaccine, and yeah, we'll just start with that. We'll move on after that. So, Vaisale, you want to start us off?
Thank you. I believe the question is like, where do we stand regarding vaccine? At the moment, when we were young, we all get vaccinated, especially us in Fiji. We get, when we were young, we have all kinds of injections to look after our system when we were young. And at the moment, I believe if there's anything that we should encourage people is to try and get vaccinated. That is the only way for us as a community, as a Pasifika community, if we really love our mom, our dads, our grandparents. From my point of view, I believe we should encourage everyone to get vaccinated. I play sports and I travel a lot. And I was so happy when the borders closed and it says, if you are vaccinated, the priority is there. So work too, there people are saying that people are upset because if you only vaccinated, then you go to work. Some of the, especially in Fiji, they're doing that and people are complaining. And I love what I just said in the beginning, that just because of things happening in the world, the real thing, people are saying the real thing. And then the people in the middle, that is why it's creeping up and people are like, don't want to be vaccinated. And from where I stand, I believe the best thing to do is to try and save people at your home to get vaccinated. And I'm getting my, by the way, I'm getting my second shot tomorrow.
Oh, congratulations!
I'm Pasifika and I'm vaccinated.
That's right.
And I'll put my first one and the second one.
Awesome.
This not just an opinion; it's a Hall of Famer's opinion. So
That's
thank
right.
you definitely for sharing that. And I think that's the way that a lot of people see it. It's kind of like it's how I contribute to the overall effort. Like how do I play my part in the goal of herd immunity, protecting our family members. And I heard that early on. That respect your elders. What does that look like? Well, it looks like wearing a mask, or it looks like getting vaccinated, or it looks like even though you may be healthy or you may be young or not necessarily in the the danger zone of people who catch it, most of us are going to live in multi-generational homes. Most of us are exposed to our elders or exposed to other family members that may be more at risk. So thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm admiring your ulas. When you from the minute you logged on, I was like, oh, I like the way he dresses. Destinee, how about yourself? How do you see it? Everybody's got kind of a different take on it, and I think that in my opinion, a lot of times the younger generation doesn't necessarily, we don't hear enough from them. They're just expected to, you do this because you're told to do this, or this is the role that you play. And I love having the Wayfinder generation on to tell us how they feel about that. So where do you stand with it?
Personally, we hear from a lot of the YouTubers as well with their parents were saying, "Oh, I don't want you getting the vaccine. Oh, you don't need it." All this other stuff. But and it's also on top of that, people is like, "Oh no, COVID's going on. You can't go hang out with your friends or something like that." But me personally, at first, I didn't want to get the shot because my parents were telling me not to. But then I got COVID, and then I recovered from after that. And then I got the shot afterwards, especially with working with Pika and like working with elders on top of that. I realized like I can't be giving them COVID if I have it on top of that. And so, yeah, I think that it's just good if these kids especially get the vaccine shot, because if their parents are saying like, oh, like you can't hang out with your friends or go out because like there's COVID going around, like it's just really hard. And it's also good for youth kids to go out and out of the house and just not like stay at home on top of that. So yeah, I think they should get the vaccine shot.
Yeah, that's so when you had it, when you caught that, how did you manage your interactions once you found out you had it? What steps did you go through to keep your family safe?
For it was hard when I had it because it was during Thanksgiving and Christmas time, so like two big holidays where family get together. So it was hard, and it was my mom who had it, and my one of my sisters and my baby brother, and he was 5 at the time when he had it. So it was hard, especially during the holidays, because my grandma and my auntie Mia actually they came and dropped food in front of our door, and we just had our own Thanksgiving between us at home. And during Christmas, and then after me and my siblings tested negative, my mom continued testing positive for like 2 months after that. So all my siblings were like staying with me and my dad, and it was hard because it was just not normal, I guess, like like trying to check in on everybody, making sure they're okay while they're at home by themselves. Because basically, my mom's house was like the COVID house, so it was like my siblings weren't allowed home; they had to stay with my dad, and it was just an adjustment for us all. Just trying to adjust, all of us living with my dad and my grandpa, and just trying to like get through the holiday without like seeing family and stuff like that. But our family was very supportive and like brought us food and left on our doorstep, always called, checked in on us, FaceTimed us. So that was really nice of them.
Yeah, we did. Naki and I went to drop off food at the doorstep of one of our loved ones, and those are touching moments. Like I remember pictures of Naki when she had it up in her room, looking out the window as people dropped off food, and that's how a lot of us, and that's how a lot of the Pasifika community shows up. Is you want to give a gift, you want to give food, you want to show your love and show your support. So there's a lot of those stories of family members and loved ones dropping food off at the door and not, and just leaving it there and then calling and saying, "Hey, I left food there." And especially at such a, like you said, Thanksgiving and Christmas. Those are two huge times where we gather, we fellowship, and show our love for each other. So, is everybody okay?
Oh yeah, everyone's good now. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that's funny that you say that because my household got COVID too, and I have older kids that live outside the house. So my little one who tested negative went to go stay with the older kids until we got better. And our group text message, our house was called COVID house. So I was laughing when you said that, but everybody turned out fine. And I'm happy that your family is well too. How about you, Amelia?
I'm sorry.
There you go.
Okay,
You're
can
good.
you guys hear me now? Okay, cool.
Yep.
Nagi, can you rephrase the question, please?
Oh, it was. I'm sorry. It was. So there's, just try to go all the way back to the beginning. There's a bunch of people. Basically, how I see it, that no matter what happens, they're not going to get vaccinated. That's the way they're going to believe, and so be it. There's another group on the other end that just feel that this is part of being the community. They're going to get vaccinated. They don't really need convincing. There's a bunch of other people in the middle that are kind of like, am I gonna? Who am I listening to? Who's swaying my decisions? Those kind of things. So I was we were asking everybody, where do you stand on the vaccination?
Well, I'm fully vaccinated, so where I stand is I stand on like I was doing healthcare work when COVID hit. So just to see the elders around here, not just like our Pacific Islanders, but mainly those that are in like facilities and things, and just to send assisted living and to see our elders like slowly deteriorating from not seeing their families. That kind of was like, oh wow, what are we doing? You know, their days, everyone's days are numbered, but there's a much more number. Like they have lesser years. You know, so it's our. I felt it was my duty to do the best I can to make those limited days of theirs matter and have some joy in it, right? And also because my family, we couldn't see them and all that stuff. So we're like, you know, it's one thing that we're all going through. And so we can go through all these hard times a little better when we take accountability of what we can do as individual and as families for not just ourselves, but for our friends, our neighbors, and our loved ones. So I'm all for getting vaccinated.
That's awesome. I have you seen the numbers, or do you know what's going on in Fiji and how is the vaccination there? The numbers for COVID, Amelia?
Just this morning, somebody had mentioned that there's about 500 something that tested positive, and there's been a few deaths. So Fiji's just now hitting what we kind of went through a year ago. Not as dramatic because it's not as big, but definitely just as life-changing as it was for us.
Yeah. And do you know if the airport is still closed? Is the island still shut down?
The last I heard, yes. You know, I would assume it still is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the precautions that have to be taken with with an island nation is, you know, they're much more extreme than you know, if you get the possibility of being overwhelmed, having a health system overwhelmed on an island is, you know, far more dangerous than it is in the mainland. And I think that that's why, you know, Samoa has been the same thing. Like they were really careful and really slow with, you know, repatriating people. Has that been an issue? Because we have a bunch of Samoan friends and family that ended up being stuck in the U.S. or somewhere other than Samoa because they were off island when the pandemic hit. Is that a big problem with the Fijian community as well? Are there people that are stranded that haven't been repatriated yet? Do you know? And I'm going to do a bad thing. I'm going to throw this out to anybody that has family or knows of friends that are not repatriated yet.
Waisale.
Oh, I believe some of the Fijians are stuck because they travel a lot. They're stuck in Australia, some stuck in New Zealand, some are even stuck in India. They are still there. It's nearly 70. It's nearly 12 months. 12 months.
Wow.
And that is what's happening at the moment. And I heard from some friends that they're still stuck there. And just last 2 weeks, one of the parents of the son was a British Army. She was stuck there for almost 10 months.
Wow.
And she just arrived in Fiji after paying more than 5,000 Fijian dollars because she kept changing flights, and she had to travel like 48 hours to reach Fiji.
Oh.
So that's what's happening at the moment. And that is people that are stuck all over the place in the world.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking seeing people try to just get home. I mean, just the people that we've talked to, some are, you know, they've literally got jobs, multiple jobs in the U.S., in the States, because they've been here for, you know, 12, 14 months. And one of them we were talking about, he's got 5 kids. Now he's a 5 or 7. Like there's young kids at home, and he was thinking about his wife raising all the, you know, taking on all the duties of both parents because he's I think he came over for medical treatment or something, but he was going to be gone a week, and he's been gone over a year. So some of those things are, there's heartbreaking stories out there that don't get, some people aren't aware of.
Right.
So thinking about Pikawa, there's amazing things that are going on right there with that group and the efforts. I think one of the things with the pandemic is that we found out where the community-based organizations were trusted, because those are the areas that have the vaccination numbers that King County has for Pacific Islanders or Multnomah County in Oregon. The level of trust in the CBOs is there, and they're helping lead the community and get the community information that they need to make good decisions. How has your involvement been with Pikawa and with Amelia and Destinee, specifically with the Wayfinders organization? What have you guys been doing in the Wayfinders organization? And we'll start with Amelia.
Our wayfinders have been doing a good job at doing a lot of outreach to especially the young people prior to the vaccine. Pfizer came out and it being lifted to where the 13-year-olds plus 12-year-old plus can get vaccinated. So they've been doing amazing work as far as outreach. And then they take care of the sacred hospitality when we have our clinics at our office, our weekly clinic on Mondays, and it'll be Tuesdays and Mondays are holidays. So they've been really doing a very good job and just like getting vaccinated prior to us opening our clinic. So
Awesome. And Destiny, did she cover everything that you guys are doing there? I know you're a an organizer there for the Pasifika Wayfinders.
Yeah, she did a good job covering everything, and like we're not only doing it for the kids down south. We're also doing clinic for the kids who live up north. And I live up north, so I've been I'm the only one who lives up north, so I'm keeping in contact with the kids who live up north, trying to get them to the Snohomish County Vaccine Clinic up here.
And is it a ways to get to? Are you finding that you're getting a lot of Wayfinders vaccinated, and are they encouraging their parents to get vaccinated?
For the youth kids, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. For the kids up north, yeah, a lot of them are trying to get vaccinated. And I'm also finding that a lot of their parents don't want them to get vaccinated. But that's when they give me their mom's numbers and they're like, oh, can you try talking to my mom and tell her like it's okay if I get the shot? And I'm like, sure, why not? But yeah, a lot of the youth kids do want to get their vaccine shot. It's just their parents who are saying no because they can't get it unless their parents are with them.
And is it because the parents don't want to, or just do you know why?
For some of them, it's usually like one parent will say yes and the other will say no. But we have been doing consent forms. So if one of the parents say yes, then they're signing off and saying, okay, yeah, my kid can get the vaccine shot. So then since I drive, I usually like pick them up if their parent can't take them and be like, oh yeah, their parent signed off saying, okay, it's okay, they can get their vaccine shot. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. And Amelia, what is your role there at Pikawa?
I am currently program director for Western Washington region. So
Awesome.
it's going to be easy over here.
And Waisale, how is your tell us what program you're working on there, and how are the elders? Joseph is saying 77% rate for NHPIs that are fully vaccinated in King County. Are you working with elders to get to where they need to get vaccinated? And are you finding any like people saying no, or they're just going along with you?
Thank you. For me, I've just done 1 month with Pikawa, and it's something new that I've been doing. And the good thing that I love about Pikawa is giving back to the community, which is what I've been doing all these years in my life, trying to give back to the community, trying to help people around you. And I'm a wellness navigator. So Destinee is their wayfinders themselves. And I'm a wellness navigator, and we've been trying to talk to the Fijian community and trying to encourage our elders to try and get vaccinated. And I'm so happy that we've been supporting them with food in this difficult, in this challenging time. We I always don't want to use difficult, because when you say difficult, it's an excuse in your pocket. You'll take when you don't achieve what you want to do. I always use it's a challenging time. In this challenging time, I'm so happy to be supplying food, helping give food to our elders. And that's what we've been doing. And then in our Wellness Navigator, we have our believe that Amelia will try and get into this more. We just got our rental assistance to help our Pasifika Islanders, try and support them with their rental payments the last couple of months. So those are the programs that are there, that are available out there, and I would love to encourage all our Pasifika families. If you need questions, if you are facing challenges in your life, you need to contact Pikawa. We have a website, we have the numbers, and you can do not ask your friend, because your friend doesn't know. You ring the source, Pikawa. If you people listening today, Fijian families, wherever you are, please, if you have challenges, if you want questions answered, please get in touch with us through our website, through our phone, so that you get your questions answered by the right people. So those are the things I'm asking people that are watching, friends that are watching, whether you are from Fiji or not from Fiji, the Pacific Island community, do get in touch, because we believe that we will help. Just last couple of one more minute. Just last couple of days, I delivered furniture to one of the families that needed furniture, and I drove right to Kent and dropped the furniture to see the mom coming out, and to see the kids, 3 kids, coming out smiling, and they're choosing, I want this, I want this, I want this. For me, that was the best day of my life, for 2020. It was the best time of my life, when I was driving back home, thinking that just seeing the kids and the family smiling and enjoying. And that's what is all about, Pikawa, trying to help a community. And I was so happy that, this made my year, half a year, supplying furniture to this family. And those are the things that I've been doing, and I'm enjoying. And it's like I said, I'm just 1 month, and I'm excited and looking forward to the next day.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We have the video. Oh, the Pasifika narrative that you guys have worked on, and that Pikawa has been working on. So we'd like to try and play that so that everyone can get a taste of the video that will be coming out today at 7 p.m. on the Pikawa Facebook page. Ready, Minna?
Welcome to Pasifika Narratives, a series produced by the Pacific Islander Community Association of Washington to highlight the resilience and cultural brilliance of Pasifika peoples here in the Pacific Northwest during COVID and beyond. We come from many nations in Polynesia, Micronesia, and Melanesia, and we have been in these parts for about 200 years. We continue to lift up the traditional stewards of these lands as we work to establish cultural home, center community power, and advance the wellness of Pasifika people here in the U.S. diaspora. Our voice is our liberation.
Our voice is our
Our
liberation.
voice is our liberation.
Our voice is our liberation.
Our voice is our liberation.
Sipping a sip on a good wine. Lips you ready for the hearty bun.
Angia ya logu ni ugalivi meu mai bei uge. Utiva uale buni loma loma rua ni uga. Ulubudi abaga bina binaga. Ni urawa ni wakamba uime udola. Aibuwa ni ogubanua obi keina wasa Pasifika. Uzana uza osonga, la vea lo gedenga, tomai osoba amadanga.
Umiwan mo so sa na Pasifika din na bay and yan pag-ibig may rabay adito may puwaso mo. Umiwan mo so sa na Pasifika din na bay and yan pag-ibig may rabay adito may puwaso mo. Bakit di rumata alata ni hali na tamaya na malangan. Bakit di rumata alata ni hali na tamaya na malangan. Also you ay lalawra. Okay, mamulan ito ang ikaw. Bakit di rumata alata ni hali na tamaya na malangan. Bakit di rumata alata ni hali na tamaya na malangan. Also you ay lalawra. Okay, mamulan ito ang ikaw. Sarani manisima, sarani manisima, sarani manisima, sarani manisima. La 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 makani la 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 makani la. Amul na kenya, amul na kenya. Oh baby, oh roba. Maroroy ay babasala, salia may makuhay mata. Uto uteya na unanirarawa. Uto bela mani bahale busara tiba enamana. Uto makai ananabuana. Uto potuke kono wakani malangu. Wadore wakala uranga yake mururara rama. Ukata yuwaka urama. Uto potuke kono wakani malangu. Wadore wakala uranga yake mururara rama. Ukata yuwaka urama. Murara rama merawa 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 lepsara. Murara rama merawa 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 lepsara.
Bulavanaka. My name is Amelia by Vakalutukali. I'm from the islands of Fiji. Oyaw nganilaw nimbenga wasikandavo. I work at Pika as a program manager. Our mission is to create a cultural home that creates more awareness and brings in more community power so we can advocate more. And it also, so we could create a place in our community that we are not so responsive, that we become proactive. Part of our mission here at Pikawa is to make sure that our community thrive holistically, spiritually, physically, economically, to continuously hold a standard to where we can have a voice that says like, we matter. And we are Pacifica peoples. Yes, we are in this United States of America, but we matter. And now, COVID-19 brought up a really good point as far as vaccine equity. We are very privileged to have this space, to have the opportunity to have the trust of the community, and we want to continue to keep the trust, to build on that trust. So we're asking you to come and sit at the table with us, to voice your opinion, so that we can have a stronger drive to where our community and our people get the best of what they deserve. I've always volunteered for other communities, but not my community. So when I first came to volunteer for Pika, I was really touched to be able to serve my own community. And so that's the reason why I saw Pikawa's vision and its mission, and I figured, what a better way to serve is to serve our own community members, and to give as much as we can um, to help our community members just thrive, to help our elders step into a phase that they've always deserved but never got the chance. And to also help our young people step into spaces and places where they can be a difference maker, where they can bring a difference into our community. So being involved with Pikawa has its vision and mission is I hold really dearly, because it's an opportunity for me to serve my own people, to serve the Pacifica peoples, to serve the people from the islands that I love.
My name's Destinee Harris. I'm Fijian. My grandpa's from Benga and my grandma's from Kandavu. I live in Edmonds, Washington, and I'm a wayfinder for Pika. Pacifica Wayfinders is kind of helping me, it's teaching me more about my ancestors and how, traditions Fijians have. Because me being born here, realizing that a lot of Fijians have lost their way through our traditions and our culture, and just kind of learning more about it, especially with other Pacific Islanders, is kind of it's nice to learn about all that. It's been a great experience, and I just feel like the more youth that joins, especially with Pacifica Wayfinders and the Youth Council, it just, and how big Pika has gone, I could feel like the Wayfinders could also grow as well. So I don't know, it's just a good experience, and it's helped me through a lot. Okay, so working with Pika, I've done the food distributions, and it was kind of nice, and because I saw family members that I haven't seen in a while because of COVID, and also just seeing elders happy that we're actually distributing food and stuff because they couldn't get what they needed. So it's just nice to just help the community, especially for youth, since I've realized talking to my grandparents and aunties and uncles that came from Fiji, they've also told me oh, the youth over here, Fijian youth is different, they don't know our traditions and stuff. So I guess something I wish to see in the future is for the Fijian youth to better understand our culture and get back on track with knowing our traditions and what we do.
Vamana vale wana kaloni ndana ngauna mo mai ndambe mai wasianga kina valele na nugila lako lo mani vida na yambak saoti sama chinga ndona yambak no chingo America yo sile Serevi mai viti rusang bul kondona yambak no ngito takana international rugby au ngito na viti na World Cup evana World Cup ni sevens kena tolu na World Cup ni 15. Ngonongo wangito rakavi mai chapa ni 5 nembaki. Ro nembaki mai England na Leicester Tigers. Watake 5 nembaki mai Varanse. Wangito rakavi. Ngonongo sachi ko America. Kena bubale na bukuni opportunity ni mai I Vangarana Bull. Mai tikubuna na guchige America chinkando nembak saoti. Olong mana August 10 okusita kachinising Ronondolu katini. Balatana may bangarambula wano na wana kaloni may didibakana dana nugu kambani Serevi rugby kena sanga mera bukena ngone mera lakoten may nabe bula ren lokin
Meren rangola mena rugby belatin indon gitu bina kana rugby. Atau pani sa rebrand go kina Adverse Rugby and Football. Kita be kita tsana kena gitu na football Amerika. Ngono go sa wabanda bina vale na opportunity rto Australia na Pika Washington Pacific Island Community Association. May taka berto may mata ni Kaivici. Na kena sangai me buke yura na nonda na lewebi tera juga na State of Washington. Mbula binaka bikenda na nonda beba unge chikenda chingain. Ena wo chinanga na bolon da lago rumo chingo kre kenda menda kakunia lelai da betor lingu chiku da belo mani chiku da biba unge titiku. Denga iko reda ni kila nindo na lenga chikin. Sanga sarapatu tolo mo buke iko ya. Se bande otakatale na lenga ya. Indo na nomitoka ni meranin da na bebu ketak. Nangono boleh da lago rumo chiku. Na idula talanga na vaksin lago chungo wayau na kawana nisinga ni hula chulai me karua ni nongudula obe ba unge chikenda na bukuni ngau na boleh da lago rumo chingo ke baka dona ngau na o ngalala sanga mo ka bana mo idula mereka na dula sabandi dintek ni bibambulai enarani tango makenda me na mate da lago rumo chingo mina vale na kanga total ta new kilai mo kaibiti se ko na nongundo beka uitaki na nongundo loloma na nongundo bosoti retsku na tamata
Oh my gosh, it was so beautiful. Okay, Destinee, I see you, girl. You guys did an amazing job. It was so beautiful. I always cry at these videos because they just touch my heart. And to hear you, our own communities speak in our own language so that everyone can understand. And sometimes some of our elders don't hear the language for a long time, and we're proud people, so it was beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Amelia. That was so beautiful, and it's the messages that our community needs to hear, to see the faces that they relate to get the message. Because Carl always says we can watch CNN, but we don't, we don't relate to it. And so to see these videos that you guys put out, it's just touching, and it really, really, it really gets to us, because it's our own faces telling our own stories. So I love these videos. So thank you so much.
Naka, you're welcome.
Thank you.
So real quick, and go ahead and throw them under the bus if you need to. Joseph Saya, was everybody volunteered for that show? Because this is funny when we go through when we go through these. It is so funny to hear how we want the stories told, and sometimes, and that's why I said earlier in the show, I made a mistake. I said I'm going to just throw this out there, and I said this is probably the wrong thing to do because we're so humble, and every time I do that, nobody talks because everybody's waiting for somebody else to go first. And we always say, if there's a bunch of PIs on, you need to say a name. Otherwise, if you just throw it out to the group, everybody's going to sit there and look at the screen like, I'll go second, I won't go first, I'll let somebody else go. We're too polite. And a lot of that happens with with making the videos. Like, people want the story told, but we don't necessarily want to get in front of the camera ourselves or talk or, be the one that's out in front. Just how did you end up being in front of the camera? And let's start with Destinee.
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I get really nervous in front of cameras. Like, I was super nervous, and then when they sent me my audio saying we had to translate it, I was like upset at myself because I thought I sounded really dumb with what I was saying because I was stuttering all over the place. But it actually came out really good. So it came out really nicely, and I just was nervous, but yeah, I was surprised too because one day Joseph was like, "Oh yeah, we're recording, just nice." So I was like, "Okay." So we just showed up, and he was just asking us questions and talking. I was like, all right." But yeah, it was good.
Yeah, well,
You did a
Destinee,
great job. You did a great job, Destinee.
we're our own worst critics. Trust me. Like,
Yeah.
Naki and I, when we were talking about doing a podcast, and we listened to the first show, and we're like, oh no, it's horrible. But we're our own worst critics. You were amazing. You did a great job, especially because I know how you probably were approached just like that. We're recording today. Here, start talking. How about you, Amelia? How did you end up being in front of the camera and on microphone?
Okay. Joseph, I got your back, but for this time, I just gotta I gotta tell the truth. So first of all, you guys, coming into this job, I don't like my face on Zoom. So any chance I could get to put that picture of the Pikawa logo on there, I took advantage of it. So when it came to this, it took a lot out of me. I don't really like, I was just telling my husband, I don't even like my pictures up there, except it's on my Facebook or your Facebook, It took a lot, and being Joseph, the Joseph Sega that he is, he will tell you, okay, this is what we're doing the day before, or literally 2 hours prior to. I'm sorry, Mia, but can you do me a favor? This is what we're doing right now. So you just go with it. Islanders, we are very resilient people. We go with the flow. So whatever needs to be done, it's gonna be done, no matter how it feels. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, shout out to our videographer. He did a great job putting that together. Kudos to him, his late nights and everything, and to Joseph Saya. They did a good job. They made us look polished.
Yeah, all the videos are really well put together. They're well produced. They're well edited. They're the sound is good. The people, it's amazing seeing people that look like us, people that that speak. That's what the culture needs. We need ourselves talking to ourselves. And Mr. Hall of Famer, how about yourself? How did you end up in front of the camera and the microphone?
For me, I was told maybe a couple of days, maybe 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks before that, and I was saying, yeah. Then after that, I was told one day before, like, tomorrow you're doing interview. Said, oh, yeah. Well, thank you. And I want to say thank you to Joseph for having faith in me. You could have, Pikawa has a lot of stuff, good-looking young people, not to put the old people on the video, but for having faith in me to be part of this video, I want to say thank you. And then the funny thing is this, it's tomorrow. Then at the same time, we were doing the Weavers, the Elders program, looking after we were busy doing this and this. And after that, Joseph walked and he said, it's your turn. For what? For the video. And then while walking in, I was like, what are we talking about? This. And, but I'm so happy to be part of that. And he said to talk to the community. And for me, this video is all about helping our community, especially our Fijian communities. Them, as you said, don't speak that much English, but to hear us speaking in Fijian, I would love to say a big thank you to the producer for doing a good job, and for Joseph, and thank you Mia, thank you Destinee for doing a great job, and I'm so happy to have seen the video. I was waiting. How does this video look like? I play rugby. I'm not an actor.
Yeah. You did a great job. You all did a great job, and of course the full video is going to premiere on the Pikawa Facebook page at 7 p.m. So please, everyone, tune in tonight at 7 p.m. for the premiere of the full video. You guys did an amazing job. I'm so proud of the work that you're doing there. I'm so grateful to be in this space with you all, and I think it's amazing that we step in, and especially you doing the work, the boots on the ground, that I know that you're doing it to save our community. Like, this pandemic has taken so many lives, and to see our faces, it's very important to see. We always say this, to see people that look like us telling us and giving us the correct information, the educated information, and getting us the resources that we need. You know, if you want to get a hold of Pikawa, go to their Facebook page, go to their website. Yep. All the resources are there. If you need to get tested, if you need to get vaccinated, if you need help with your rent, they can direct you in that way. If you need food, whatever you need, they can direct you to the resources that can help you get what you need. I'm just so blessed to be in this space with you guys, and so honored to have had you here on Koviki Talk on this holiday where you should have the day off. Here you are again, trying to save our community. So thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the space. Destinee, okay, girl, with your dancing, like, you got to teach me. You guys did a great job. Thank you so much, Pikawa. Again, the video comes out at 7 p.m. on Pikawa. We're here every Monday. We have another video that we're going to go to just to close us out. But again, thank you so much for all the work that you're doing in the community. Share this video, we ask you, because Waisale, Destinee, and Amelia have given out so much great information that you need to know. Share it to your page. Share. Also, follow them all on Pikawa. This video that we're going to play, Carl, did you want to, or it's going to take us out. So it's a partnership with We Can Do This, a campaign run by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. For more information, please go to www.vaccine.gov. We can do this. And again, we always say we can do this together. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Today, Koviki got his COVID-19 vaccine. That's because everyone 12 and older is now eligible for a vaccine. Koviki then found a vaccine location for his sister. His sister sent an appointment link to her best friend, who reminded her business partner, who then, well, you get the idea. And it all started today with Koviki. Tomorrow, it can start with you. It's time to let our friends and family know that vaccines prevent nearly 100% of hospitalizations and deaths from COVID. We can do this.